everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I just heated me up a bowl of my spaghetti sauce. I cooked some more of the angel hair pasta. And look guys, it got a lot thicker and a lot more delicious. I did have to add a little bit of salt and pepper, but other than that, it's perfect. I mean, the wonderful thing about cooking a big pot of something is that the longer it sits in your fridge and waits for you to come and eat it, the more delicious it becomes. So I'm so happy to have this. I did freeze a bag full. I put it in my quart bag and was able to quart plastic bag and froze it like that. Now the beans, the Great Northern beans that I cooked last week, I put them in a plastic container and I still have that for a meal also. So I'm thinking about what can I cook next in a big old pot that will last me 5 or 6 days. The only thing about cooking stew meat is the potatoes in it, they get an old taste to them after a couple of days. So what could I cook? I'm not really a big Italian food person. You know, we didn't really have Italian food when I was growing up. The only time we had pasta was when Mama made spaghetti and meat sauce. And then she made macaroni and cheese with the real macaroni noodles, not elbow noodles or anything like that, but the long string macaroni noodles, and they were real thick and chewy and delicious. She would shred the cheese and add the milk and butter. So, you know, there was no such thing as pizza back in the 50s and 60s, and I don't know what was the first pizza restaurant. Was it Pizza Hut? I remember I was still I might have been married to Little Scotty when Pizza Hut first opened up their first pizza restaurant in Hattiesburg. But I remember it was a big deal because everybody was saying, oh, they sell beer. Like, you know, they'd never heard of a restaurant selling alcohol. So that was a big deal. So I guess pizza probably became available. Were there any small independent pizza chains back in the 60s and 70s? I remember when we were raising the kids in Covington, there was this Italian guy that opened a little pizza restaurant there at, it's called Claiborne Hill, which is a real busy area with a lot of retail stores and everything. And the name of his pizza shop was Pasquale's. And when you walked in, he was right there in the kitchen with his pizza ovens and everything, and he had a big wooden table where he would roll out the dough, and he would twirl it around on his hands and throw it up in the air and catch it. And Jill wasn't even born yet, but we would take Jason and Jeremy there, and they just loved watching him perform with the pizza dough and everything. And his pizzas were very delicious. They were probably about $5 or $6, you know, back then in the 70s, early 70s. So those were good old days. And there was I think it was a Woolco, which was a spin-off of Woolworth. It was, they didn't have a Walmart in Covington back then. And I remember I got a job working in the jewelry department. Now the jewelry department is the same department that I worked in when I went to work at W.T. Grant's in Hattiesburg. And actually John L. Sullivan was the assistant manager for that huge Grant City is what it was called. I mean, it was a big super center like Walmart is today. And he hired me. And he hired me to work in the office, but I didn't like being in the office. I wasn't, you know, just a sit-down person with all of the typewriters and all the invoices and purchase orders and all those kinds of things. So when a position in the jewelry department became available, of course, I got it. So I remember going to work at the Woolco there in Covington at Claiborne Hill. And I was working during Christmas, and we just had one register behind the jewelry counter. Well, this man came and, you know, he picked out the piece of jewelry that he wanted for his wife and everything for Christmas. But there was another cashier working, you know, ringing up a sale at the register. And he just started, you know, doing all this craziness and screaming and yelling at me and wanted to know why was he having to wait and everything. I said, there's just one register. You know, we weren't allowed to give them the jewelry, same as today. You know, if you buy something in a store, in a in the jewelry department, you got to pay for it in the jewelry department. But he wasn't having it. He finally just threw up his hands and left, and I could care less. I mean, it was Christmas Eve. I was overwhelmed and wanted to get home to my family anyway. So anyway, like I said, the spaghetti has gotten even thicker and more flavorful as time has gone on. So y'all give me some ideas on what something that I could cook. I don't really want, maybe I should cook another pot of beans. I could cook red beans this time, or those big old northern white lima beans, which I love so much. But I'm waiting until payday. I get my check on the 3rd. I believe that's Wednesday. So I'll go do my food shopping that day. I'm just trying to get through make it until payday, because my YouTube check went towards my car. My automobile insurance is $114 a month, so I paid that. It's actually due today, so I paid that already when I got my check on my YouTube check on Monday. The 21st was on Saturday, so we got paid on Monday. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my videos and leaving comments and sharing and all the things that you do to help me to earn money, and for watching the ads. It makes a big difference when you watch the ads, and we get paid if you click onto the ad and watch more of the advertisement. I mean, that's what the advertisers are hoping, that you will watch the entire ad and then visit their site. And of course, they're trying to sell you something, but I don't expect y'all to buy anything, but that's just how we get paid. So from my YouTube check, I was able to pay my car insurance, and then I had to renew the registration on my car. So I paid that online. I'm waiting for the little sticker to come in so I can put it on my windshield, because it does expire July the 14th, I believe. But I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my dinner and edit this video and get it up. It's so good to see y'all today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all let me know what trial you're watching. I'm watching the sentencing part of Monica Cementelli's trial. And oh, it's so sad. It just breaks my heart to see Fabio's sisters up there reading their victim impact statement. I don't know what to think about Monica's 2 daughters. I mean, they're still supporting their mother. I don't know how they could do that. If my mother orchestrated the brutal murder of my father, I don't think that I could support her. So y'all let me know how you feel about that. But Monica's 2 daughters are definitely standing behind her and supporting her. But what she did was beyond grotesque and evil and narcissistic and sociopathic, just disgusting. So let me know what other trial y'all are going to be watching. I was glad to see that Barry Morphew was arrested for the murder of Suzanne. He looked very, very bad in his mugshot, so hopefully he's suffering too for what he did to his beautiful wife. So anyway, I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner. Y'all please give me a thumbs up and share. Stay inside where it's cool, and let's get through this heat wave together. I love you with all my heart and soul. And if you're new here, please subscribe. And y'all just keep on coming back.